Hey, how's it going, guys? Just gonna do a quick nighttime sky tonight. Work on some clouds, some blending, and it's gonna be super easy. I'm gonna go real slow. I am kind of new to making videos like this, so just bear with me. We'll both get through it. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let's get started. Alright, so what I'm gonna do first is go into a little bit of Phthalo Blue. I'm only going to use 3 colors tonight. Phthalo Blue, Phthalo Green, and a nice little purple color I kind of made up. On these black canvases, use this Phthalo Blue because it's transparent. You can't really see it for your base coat, your undercoat. You can kind of see it at a little bit of an angle, but for the most part it really does look like it's still black, which that's part of this whole trick. People really get a kick out of seeing what you can do with just some white paint. At least they think it's just white paint. That's always fun. Like Bob always used to say, our little secret, nobody has to know. Without cleaning my brush, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this rag, just kind of blot it. And for the most part, for all we're doing here, we just want to get a lot of that color out, but we don't need to get it all out. I'll touch this a little bit of Phthalo Green. Just enough to be a nice little even line in our brushes. We don't want any big glumps anywhere. And yes, I used the word glump. I just made it up just now. You can use it if you want. And a little bit more. And this is just a practice, like I said earlier. I mean, you see this is my practice for canvas with no hole in it. So we're just playing around. Doesn't have to be any kind of masterpiece, doesn't have to be anything. No pressure. Nobody's gonna want to buy it. And if they did, I'd make sure they knew it was just a practice piece and it's got a hole and it's not for sale because she's my practice. I'm just going back and forth between the blue and the green here. If you want, just kind of scrumble it in there a little bit. So I'm cleaning my brush a little bit. Like I said, I'm not putting in any paint thinner or odorless mineral spirits. I'm going to open this little bit of purple. It's really pretty purple. But it's made up of the transparent colors as well. Just a little bit of Alizarin crimson and the Phthalo Blue. More blue than crimson. I still wanted to have that kind of deep royal, if you see there, just at the tips. It's just a real pretty blue. I'll go up here in the corner. Bring it down. Like I said, there is no pressure in any of this. We're just doing base coat. I just want to get the colors on there. We'll blend it all and make it all pretty once we get along. I just tap the color into the bristles. Alright. So we're gonna brush stroke it out. Now I am going to clean the brush. Now on the camera, the canvas probably looks real blue. There's quite a bit of the blue and the green on there, but for the most part it's still, in by the eye, it's still going to look pretty black. So I'm just going to take a little bit of titanium white. We gotta figure out where we want our moon to be. So maybe about right here. How's that? So what I want to do is I'm just gonna start making little X's and then go out from that. So I want that to be the lightest part of the sky. As we go out, we pick up a lot of that blue that's on here. It's going to be mostly blue. I really like the way that blue hits. So I pretty well be heavy-handed on it. You'll notice in a lot of my paintings. But you notice it's got a lot of that green also mixed in, so we're not just hitting the blue. Now real quick, with that clean brush we were just using, I'm just going to soften up some of this before we go over it again. I like to make my background real soft before I start hitting some of the edges and whatnot with it. See how you blend, it's just so soft. You can blend it as soft as you want. If you want to leave it like this, more power, it's all great. Wipe this brush off so we got some of that blue. I dip back into the titanium white. Just pure titanium white. Go here again. Yeah, once in a while I'll kind of hit a stroke there. That's okay. There's nothing saying you can't do that. We're all blended out anyway, and it'll actually kind of look like one of the little wispy clouds. That's okay for what we're doing. We want those. There's another one. Get a couple of them there, but we get, for the most part, we want, as far as we go away from that, we want to go lighter and lighter and just kind of just barely emphasize some of that purple we got there We know it's there. We want it to be there, but we don't want it to be on full blast. Just cleaning this brush out real quick. That one. Go over again and soften it up. See how that just starts to go away. That really hard edge doesn't turn very hard anymore once you go over it a couple times. That's all it takes. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. Just blending it real soft. But the more you blend it, the more you blend it, sorry, the more it's just going to disappear into that background edge. Oh, that's kind of cool. So, I take my favorite brush, that one. Well, all kinds of paint on me. I'm going to take it in the titanium white. Who doesn't like to finger paint, honestly? You get to make a mess, you get to just feel it. Release your inner child and make something cool out of it. Because what's cooler than the moon? That's one little circle. Now, a lot of people say, don't go over the moon, don't go over the moon, you gotta have that. I like to. Just real light and easy, super light. We don't want to go crazy. Just enough to soften. Make a little X. And just kind of go around and bring it out. Because what you're doing with that is you're making even more of a glow. Light, get some of those brush strokes out. And then, let's do it again. Just pure titanium white, going into the color that isn't contaminated from the blue that we had there. Now, get that glow right there. We'll go right in the middle of that glow. I'm going to take this little blender. I love this thing. I love this brush, I really do. It's just a little Master's Touch oval mop brush. It's got goat hair. This one goes super, super light. Clean up around that edge. I don't care if the moon is huge. I don't really want that, you know. Some of the prettiest nights, you can see the moon just kind of sitting there, you know. Just sitting, just glowing in the sky. It's not a full moon. It's not, you know, anything crazy, you know, super moon. It's just pretty little moon. And sometimes just pictures like this here. Little tiny moon can be so pretty. I'm going to the titanium white here. Make a couple clouds. Because what kind of sky? With all that haze would be complete without a little bit of clouds. So just super easy. probably too big of a brush, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Being pretty heavy with the white right there. As we go out, get a little lighter because, you know, that light source, we want the clouds to be brightest at that moon. So let's just do that and blend it out a little bit, and it'll look a lot better. Get my little goat hair blender, oval mop. I'm just hitting it real nice and easy because I don't want it to go too crazy. I don't want to lose that edge, really. Clean off a little bit. And as we get out here, you want to blend softer and softer, and more often actually, because you only want the hint of that cloud. The more I blend, the more it's going to start disappearing. Just like all these over here. They'll still be there. We just want it softer. Now, see how I wasn't touching that edge there, but on here, this is further away. Just blending that out softer and softer. Some more titanium white. Get one maybe right here. This one here, I want it to kind of come up a little bit and be, there we go, like that. The different stages there, if you notice, more white up at the top, and then blue, light, you know what I mean, like the softer and softer as it goes down. Hit that a little bit, nothing crazy. I want to keep that edge. I do want to soften this a little bit. So That's looking kind of good. I like that. Not bad for a little practice. Let's try something up above it. Let's do some of them wispies up at the top. Go down here like this. Just like that. Maybe. No, maybe I just messed it up. That's alright. That's nothing we can't fix. Plus, like I said, we're just practicing. We're just playing. Whatever we don't like, we just blend it away. That's the funnest part of it. Just make it look like it's just a hint that was kind of supposed to be there. I mean, look at that. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. What do you think? Maybe we should have some right here. See, I kind of like when the clouds look like they're almost cradling the moon or the sun or whatever type we're painting. You know what I mean? Like at the time, like the moon, you're just kind of sitting there, be framed by it, if you will. Bunch of tiny little circles, blending that real nice and soft. Like I said, want to keep that edge not super white, you know. We don't want to take away from the moon, but we want to complement the light that it's giving off. Another layer. Clean this off just a little bit real quick. Get some more white. You notice how I'm leaving a little bit of darkness there. It's easier to leave that darkness than to have to add it back after we added the light. Looks a little bit more natural because that stair step type of pattern to it. See how easy that was to get rid of. I thought it would be good, but turns out I didn't really like it. Just hit it. Grab a little mop blender. I think it needs a little bit more up here on like the wispies. For that, I just want to go little hammock clouds. That's what we'll call them right now. Just 'cause that's the first thing popped in my head. Little hammock clouds, I like that. So we're going to soften it up a little bit. Mop some of them hard edges off. I guess I call them hammock clouds because they're making little, looks like little hammocks. You just want to go to sleep right there. How's that? Look pretty good. Alright, so there you have it, guys. A cool little sky nighttime scene. Only a couple colors. We're keeping it simple, going slow, going nice and easy, and yeah, just have fun with it. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.